I never take Western medicine. I do all the, if I have a cough or I have a cold, I know what to do, and I know how to keep myself healthy. So, we call it to keep yourself disease free. Disease is what? Dis-ease. When you're not at ease with yourself, that becomes a disease. So it's very important to keep your physical and mental health in condition, and that's what yogic practice is all about. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Thanks to Dhaka Flow for the beautiful creating community. Everybody is there. Thanks to Dr. Shalin Bharti and Duti Singh. I'm Dr. Fatiha Rahman. I am an Ayurveda doctor, and now I'm practicing my Ayurvedic all knowledges in Dhaka Ayurveda Wellness Center, which is located in Dhanmundi, which is in Dhanmundi Central Road. So now I will talking. Actually, I have completed my graduation from Government Unani and Ayurvedic Medical College and Hospital. So why I have from started, that is there is a little story about behind that. So one of my cousin, and he was suffering from very little age. He was suffering from some heart issues. So after that, he has taken many medicines and many treatments. So after that, some of other his friends told that you should go Kerala. So you should go Kerala and get some Ayurveda treatment. I think it could help you. So after hearing that, he has gone there. So and it works like magic. So after that, I decided, so why not I should also go for Ayurveda. I should go for Ayurveda because actually everybody is using the Western medicines and other types of medicines. So why not Ayurveda? Because it actually works without any side effects, and after knowing it actually works like a magic. Without just to changes your lifestyle and just to changes your all habits, you can changes in your all body types and in your all diseases. You can control your body. In Ayurveda, you can control your body with your hand, by your hand. So after that, I have completed my study, and now I have been trained by our senior consultant, who is our in center, Dr. Adarsh. So I have been also trained under him, who is also from Kerala. So now I can know the differentiate between Bangladeshi Ayurveda and Kerala Ayurveda was as well. So what is the difference between Bangladeshi Ayurveda and Kerala Ayurveda? What is the lackings here in Bangladesh, that what we should do develop in Ayurveda? So now I am also learning that what we can do in Bangladesh, and we can bring the all assessments and all facilities who are having the other Indian people are getting in Ayurveda, because I think that they are getting more facilities in Ayurveda that Bangladeshi people are not getting that. So I'm trying to bring that all these things to our center as well, that I'm practicing there in all our lifestyle and yoga. Obviously yoga is a very interconnected with Ayurveda. Obviously it's very helpful as yoga, our food habits, our Ayurvedic food habits and everything. We are trying to bring that to our center, and what we are learning and what we can do on Ayurveda. And oh yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And I'm curious, so what is the difference between Bangladeshi Ayurveda and South Indian Ayurveda?
Actually, they're basically same treatment, same basic. And the thing is, some medicines they are different because they are using the herbal extract. The raw materials they are using on South Indian, they are each and every people, they know what extract are using, what raw materials are here for which disease. They usually they don't go for a doctor or anything. They sometimes whatever they are having any cough or whatever they are having any fever or something, they will go to a tree. They will put the leaf and all, and they will take that, and they will be happy after that. They will be free after that. So now people don't know in Bangladesh. I think they
basically I'll just add up here. Like for example, tulsi, the basil leaf, is an inherent part of Indian culture, right? So we normally, every house you go, there will be a tulsi plant. It is like, that's why we revere. We revere, Indians are called like worshipping all gods, because you know we basically revere to things which are medicinal. Like if the tulsi plant has lot of benefits, and that's why we revere it, and we plant it, and it's magical for your cold. And even during COVID, we all were having that tulsi kada, kasayam. It's in South India, it's called kasayam. In Hindi, it's called kada. We were taking that concoction. It's a concoction. We were taking that concoction every day, and that really kills all your germs and all, you know. So, and it's a good antidote combined with ginger. It's a good antidote for your cough, you know, cold and cough. So you know, so these little things, that's an inherent part of the Indian culture, which you know, it needs to trickle down to Bangladesh as well, because you know Bangladesh, it's being introduced, yeah. And of course these plants are available, but the value needs to be, you know, the value needs to be emphasized. So this is what it needs to be done. It's there, the culture, there are a lot of cultural similarity, but the knowledge that needs to be, you know, made aware, you know, emphasized. Yeah.
So it sounds like you're saying that it's, in fact, we're reintroducing the idea. We have these in our traditions, the Kobiraji medicine, jeta bole, but we don't necessarily know it in this organized, systematic way that Ayurveda has sort of cataloged and looked at it in a more scientific way. Tulsi, I recently had Tulsi tea, like from the plant for the first time this winter. I got a cold, and my mom said, have some Tulsi tea. So I called the driver, and I was sending him to the bazaar to buy Tulsi pata, and he's like, you can get Tulsi everywhere. I'll just go downstairs and pick it. You know? So you know, it's all around us. We just have to know about it. So in your work, what are the principles? This panel is called Ayurvedic principles. What are the things that we need to know to sort of understand what Ayurveda is? Could you give us a primer?
Okay, I will take a bit of time on this particular topic, কারণ কি এই বই লেখার উদ্দেশ্য যে আছে আয়ুর্বেদা রহস্য, তো as the name suggests, something the secrets of Ayurveda. প্রথমে একটা অনেক বড় একটা ভুল ধারণা আছে, লাইক আয়ুর্বেদা যে কোনো চাই যে কিছু যেমন তেমন করতে পারে। কারণ কি আয়ুর্বেদার যে সায়েন্টিফিক ব্যাপারটা, এটা মানুষ বুঝে না। অবশ্যই আয়ুর্বেদা ইজ ইন ডেইলি লাইফ, এটা বলি আমরা, যেমন আয়ু অ্যান্ড বেদা। there are two words in Ayurveda, আয়ু অ্যান্ড বেদা। আয়ু মানে হচ্ছে আমাদের লাইফ, অ্যান্ড বেদা ইজ এ সায়েন্স। what type of science? is a research based testified knowledge. there is nothing to experiment. for example, যেমন তুলসী আপনারা বললেন, তো তুলসী আজকে না, হাজার হাজার বছর থেকে মানুষ তুলসী ফলো করে আসছে। so how this knowledge came into, that is called as the Veda. So the Veda and the life, the science of life, when it is understood properly, said very easily, but not that really easy to understand it. এখন আয়ুর্বেদের ক্ষেত্রে কি হয়ে গেছে, নট অনলি বাংলাদেশ, এটা ভারতেও ওরকম হয়েছে। মানুষ বাজারে যাইতেছে, লাইক অফ অ্যালোপ্যাথি পিপল, দে গো টু আয়ুর্বেদা ফার্মেসি, আমারে ঠান্ডা লাগছে, আমারে হার্টের সমস্যা, আমারে জয়েন্টের সমস্যা, আমি কী খাবো? ওখানে একটা জিনিস দিয়ে দিল, এটা ট্যাবলেট নাও, এই কাড়া নাও, এটা নাও, তোমরা আরাম পাবা। ওখানে মানুষ খাইতেছে, বাট দে আর নট গেটিং রিলিফ। ওয়াই? দের ইজ এ কোশ্চেন। যদি ওষুধ আসলেই সবাইকে ভালো করে, তো মানুষ সবাই সুস্থ থাকতে হবে। ইটস নট হ্যাপনিং লাইক দ্যাট। দের ইজ সাম ইস্যু, সো সামথিং রং ইজ, আয়ুর্বেদা বলে প্রত্যেক মানুষের জন্য আলাদা আলাদা ব্যাপার আছে। এভরি বডি ইজ ডিফারেন্ট।
Could you tell us a little bit about the doshas? That's, I think, the sort of first thing that we learn about Ayurveda.
So I'm coming to that topic. So when we say every body is different, তার মানেটা কি? তার মানেই হচ্ছে আমরা আয়ুর্বেদাতে যে 3টি দোষা অনেকটা হয়তো শুনছেন, বাকি আমি একটু বিবরণ দিচ্ছি। বাত, পিত্ত এবং কফ, এই 3টা জিনিস কি? এমন আমরা সব সময় 24 ঘন্টা আমরা এর সাথেই থাকি। আগে আমরা বাইরে দেখি যেমন চারপাশে আমাদের হচ্ছে বাতাস, এটা হচ্ছে বাত দোষ। তারপরে হচ্ছে সূর্যের আলো, তারপরে উষ্ণ, সেটা হচ্ছে পিত্ত, আপনি বুঝতে পারেন। অ্যান্ড আমরা আশেপাশে যে পৃথিবী দেখতেছি, মাটি দেখতেছি, জল দেখতেছি, এগুলো হচ্ছে কফ। So when whole universe is, or the whole of the world is made by this combination, same body is also made with that particular three doshas, Vat, Pitta and Kapha. Now what is this Vat, Pitta and Kapha? যেমন ইংলিশ সায়েন্সে হয়তো অনেকরা পড়ে আসছে, আমাদের বডিতে সেলস থাকে, টিস্যু থাকে, মাসলস থাকে, বোনস থাকে। সে অনুযায়ী আয়ুর্বেদা বলছে দোষ ইজ এ ফাংশনাল ইউনিট অফ বডি। দোষ কেন বলা হয়েছে? দুষ্যন্তি ইতি দোষ, তার মানে হচ্ছে যেটা আমাদের শরীরকে দূষিত করে। বাট ইট ইজ সামথিং কন্ট্রাডিক্টরি, আমাদের শরীরকে দূষিত করে কিন্তু এর ছাড়া আমরা বাঁচতে পারবো না। such a beautiful phenomena has been set in the body कि এই তিনটা জিনিস যদি সমান অবস্থায় থাকে, বাত, পিত্ত এবং কফ। বাত মানে আমরা যে নিঃশ্বাস নিচ্ছি মনে করেন, মোটামুটি বোঝার জন্য। পিত্ত আমাদের ডাইজেশন, হজম শক্তি যদি ঠিক না থাকে, অনেকরা বলে, আগে লোক বলতো তোমার হজম শক্তি ঠিক থাকলে তুমি সুখী থাকবা, সুস্থ থাকবা, তো সেই জিনিসগুলো হচ্ছে পিত্ত। কফ আমাদের যদি মনে করেন বেশি কাশি উঠলে, বেশি সর্দি লাগলে আমরা সুস্থ থাকতে পারবো না। সো কাফা হ্যাজ টু বি ইন ব্যালেন্স। সো ওয়েন অল দিস থ্রি রিমেন্স ইন ব্যালেন্স, সেটাকে আমরা বলি মানুষ সুস্থ আছে। ব্যালেন্স। সো Vat, Pitta, Kapha are the very basic functional unit of body which controls every single activity and formation of the body. আমি যে কথা বলতেছি এটা হচ্ছে বাত সাথেই জড়িত। এটা স্পেশাল একটা প্রাণ বাত যেটা আমাদের কথা বলার জন্য দায়ী, সেগুলো নিয়ে আমরা কথা বলতে পারি। একটা বাত আছে যেটা আমাদের হার্টকে কন্ট্রোল করে। তো 5 রকম বাত, 5 রকম পিত্ত, 5 রকম কফ, তো প্রত্যেকটা 5 ভাগ আছে। আর এই যে ভিন্ন ভিন্ন দোষগুলি আছে, these only helps in the formation of body tissues, আমাদের মাসলস হোক, বোন টিস্যুস হোক, বা 7 টাইপস অফ বডি টিস্যুস আর টোল্ড। রক্ত ইভেন আছে, প্রত্যেকটা ধাতু নির্মাণ বিধি আছে। there is a body tissues get constructed or get উৎপত্তি হয় তাদের একটা বিশিষ্ট ক্রম নিয়ে। আমরা খাবার খাই, খাবার উপরে একটা আমাদের আগুন কাজ করে, আগুনে পরে হচ্ছে বিশিষ্ট একটা রস ধাতু যেটা আমরা বডি প্লাজমা বলতে পারি, এটা বের হয়, লিম্ফেটিক সিস্টেম অফ দ্য বডি। সো এই জিনিসগুলা বিস্তারিত এই বইতে আমি দেওয়ার চেষ্টা করছি। অ্যান্ড এরপরে আমরা আগে টপিক ডিসকাশনে নিব। সো ফার্স্ট থিং ইজ বেসিক প্রিন্সিপাল ওয়েন উই সে, সো দোষ ধাতু মাল আর দ্য বেসিক প্রিন্সিপালস অফ আয়ুর্বেদা। এগুলো যদি আমরা বুঝতে পারি, অ্যান্ড টু বি এ গুড ফিজিশিয়ান অর গুড প্র্যাকটিশনার ইন আয়ুর্বেদা, যদি মানুষ বাত, পিত্ত, কফ উপরে যদি কন্ট্রোল না নিতে পারে, পারসন ক্যান নট বি এ গুড ডক্টর।
So the balance of these is key, and this applies in a lot of different ways. From my understanding, it's in the medicine, the supplements, it's in the food, and it's in the physical exercise. It seems like Ayurvedic treatments also involve a lot of like massage and various body treatments. So would either of you like to speak to the applications of the dosha philosophy in either of these elements? Let me pass it to.
So basically, the first step for identifying is, if we know this principle right, that we are made of these 5 elements and we need to balance these doshas to keep you disease free. So this is for entire our yogic practice or Ayurveda practice. We have to keep these doshas in balance, and to get to that, first we need to identify everyone's prakriti, so nature, the true nature. And to identify the true nature, you need to know what 2 elements are active in your body. So there are combination of these elements. Every body is made of combination of these elements. So somebody will say he is Vat predominant, so his nature prakriti will be different. Somebody is Kapha predominant, so the prakriti will be different. And somebody has pitta, so all your nature, everything, you are defined by these doshas. So in order to keep that balance, we have to identify, and like how you are symptoms of a disease in Western medicine you do, same way we do symptoms of a person. We identify the person and then go for the treatment. Yeah. So there.
So let me put it in a very quite simplified way. Let us say the madam sitting in front of me, she is Kapha Prakriti. I can straight away say why. I'm sorry. So no, it's good thing. See, none of the Prakriti, don't think any Prakriti is bad. Nobody is bad. You cannot say ki Vata is good or Kapha is good or Pitta is bad. No, everyone has an individual identity. Now, which particular, as the madam said, element is predominating in them. So, saying someone, water and earth is more. So, they will be more stable, more like a good shape of the body, more of stow in nature, more good build up of the muscles. So, these are the Kapha. When you say Pitta, Pitta is not necessarily Pitta is like, imagine a fire. So fire, like, they will be always active, creative, and they will be focused, and they will be always be generating something new. তাদের মধ্যে একটা ভাব চলতে থাকে, আমি এটা করব, আমি ওটা করব, and they are so focused and creative, that's the Pitta people. And তাদের একটা জিনিস হচ্ছে, they are very good have digestion issues, like they always get into that. And Vata, when you say Vata people are moving like air, but তার ছাড়া সার্ভাইভও করা যাবে না, আর বাত যদি অনেক বেশি হয়ে গেলে তখনও ভালো না। সো বাত প্রকৃতি ইজ ব্যাড।
Balance is key.
Very much. Balance is the important.
Element that is sort of predominant.
Right. You imagine a place like here there is a space and there is a air. দুইটাই বাতাস আছে, আকাশ আছে। দুইজন যদি আপনি দুইটা মেলায় দেন, ঘুরতে থাকে, ঘুরানি। তো বাত প্রকৃতি লোককে কন্ট্রোল করা একটু জটিল, যেটা অবশ্যই, কারণ তারা সবসময় এত ক্রিয়েটিভ, ওরা শান্ত থাকতে পারে না, বসতে পারে না একটা জায়গায়। সো দ্যাটস ভেরি ক্রিয়েটিভ দেয়ার, অ্যান্ড it's always a combination. The best management, if you want in the terms of management of the company, your head should be Kapha. The head of the management should be, company should be Kapha. Then the execution should be Pitta, and the field work should be done by Vata.
Thank you. This is Ayurvedic HR. Nice. Is there anything that you would like to add to these descriptions?
Actually, there is something about Vata Pitta Kapha. I'd like to add that there is a Nari Pariksha is also there. So pulse examination. So by seeing the pulse in Ayurveda, we can see which person have which characteristic, and which person is having the avoiding these things, or what's the nature. I mean, it's like magic that a person will come here and you will see her pulse, that let me check your pulse, and after that you will say that okay, you are having this problem, maybe you are having this disease, because we can know that by after the Nari Pariksha we can say that which body types is he, like he is Vata Pitta or Vata Kapha or Kapha Vata, we can say that. So after the characteristic, we can say that maybe that reason, maybe there is imbalancing of Vata, maybe there is imbalancing of Pitta. So that's why you are suffering from this disease. Without having from his or her mouth, we can tell that okay, you are having maybe this problem. From the Nari Pariksha, it's a very Ayurveda, it's a very oldest thing. So we can, as in Ayurveda, we can say that everything in our universe is Pancha Mahabhuta. We can say that Pancha Mahabhuta, the air, water, fire, Akash, space, and Prithvi means earth. So everything in universe that is composed by these 5 elements. So everything is connected with the 5 elements is that. So everything, the Vata, Pitta, Kapha, our Prakriti, after that our Prakriti is coming with that. So everything is connected with that. Obviously, everything is connected with that.
It's very attuned. It's very attuned with nature. With so that's really interesting. Could you tell us a little bit more about what we could actually expect if we go to an Ayurvedic center? I know you each have stalls here as well, right? representing your centers. So what is a typical experience of going to an Ayurvedic center? Like you started talking about the pulse.
So okay, by going to a center, when you will come to a center, we will tell you not only about the medicines also, without giving any medicines, we'll tell you about your lifestyle, that what you have to do first, by seeing your which proper examination is must necessary, that which body type you were, what is what time balancing in your body is having. So after checking all these things, after proper examination, we'll do the therapeutic treatment in our center, which is our own medicinal preparational medicine is there by the raw extract, and there are Ayurveda food also without any oil and without using any oil and spices. So what we are Bangladeshi people uses a lot, the oily and spicy. So it's very unhealthy for in Ayurveda. So without using the oil and spicy, we are providing Ayurveda food also in our center, and Ayurvedic mainly different types of therapeutic treatment, like for pain management there are treatment, weight loss management there are treatment, stress management there are the, without having any internal medicine, we are giving the therapeutic medicine only by using Ayurvedic preparational medicine, like Ayurveda oil and Ayurveda Kashyam type, Ayurveda herbal, different types of Ayurvedic herbal tea we are offering, not using the tea extracts, we are using the different types of herbal extracts, and these types of extracts have different types of advantage for different body. So Kashyam is very important too, and we are telling the giving the diet chart by knowing the nature of this person. We are giving the yoga and meditation as well, as madam is also there, so she knows better about that. So we are trying to solve that like that.
Yeah, so Arong Earth is also, we have a range of products which it caters to based on the Ayurvedic principles. We have got these soaps which really help with your skin, and you have shampoos, you have these pastes for face, so yes, traditional, that Uptons for the face, which do not dehydrate your body, and keeps the natural glow of your skin, maintains the natural glow of your skin. So you can try those products. It's based on Ayurveda the principle. We have in-house labs which does these tests, and it's certified, so you can use these products and see it for yourself.
I know that they have these products. I didn't realize that it was based in Ayurveda. That's very cool. By the way, Duyuti and I first met at an Ayurvedic retreat in Sri Lanka, which was amazing. We had all kinds of treatments. I think they gave us like a massage every day. Oh yes. First we had the test, and they would give us these treatments. They were very interesting treatments. Do you do these treatments in your center? Could you tell us a little bit about those body treatments that are part of?
Okay, so coming to our center in the Health and Healing Ayurveda Research in the Banani, our whole objective is we are dealing with the authentic textual experience of Ayurveda. How it is mentioned in the text, how it has to be done. So first thing we follow is a Rogi Pariksha, the examination of patient. কেমনে করতে হয় আমার বইতে সে ডিটেলও দেয়া আছে। সো হাউ দ্য রোগী পরীক্ষা ইজ ডান, তারপরে হচ্ছে রোগের কারণটা কি, হোয়াট ইজ দ্য এক্সাক্ট কজ অফ দ্য ডিসিজ, বিকজ আনটিল আনলেস উই ওয়ার্ক অন টু দ্য কজ অফ দ্য ডিসিজ অ্যান্ড the nature of the patient, none of the therapy works. And when we start the therapy, it is always the first portion is এখানে দেয়া আছে চিকিৎসা। তো চিকিৎসা কেমনে করতে হয়, চিকিৎসা প্রথম ভাগ হচ্ছে লঙ্ঘন পাচন, তার মানে হচ্ছে কিছুটা অ্যাবসেন্স অফ অর মিনিমাইজিং ইয়োর ফুড ইনটেক। দ্যাট ইজ দ্য ফার্স্ট অ্যান্ড ফরমোস্ট থিং Ayurveda says, minimizing food intake and পাচন, improve your digestion. আনটিল আনলেস এই দুইটা জিনিস না দেখে না করে আমরা চিকিৎসা আগাই না। তারপরে আসে পঞ্চকর্মা। এখন পঞ্চকর্মা যে আসে একটা বিশাল একটা ব্যাপার আছে, মানুষ এটা মনে করে কিছুটা মাসাজ, কিছুটা যে শিরোধারা বা রিল্যাক্সেশন, দিস ইজ টোটালি রং। ইট ইজ নট পঞ্চকর্মা। পঞ্চকর্মা হচ্ছে 5টি চিকিৎসার বিধি, যেখানে হচ্ছে বমি থেরাপি, লুজ মোশন থেরাপি, তারপরে হচ্ছে বাস্তি যেন অ্যানিমা থেরাপি, দেন হচ্ছে নাকের একটা পরিষ্কার করার থেরাপি নাস্যাম, তারপরে হচ্ছে রক্ত মোশন, লেটিং দ্য ব্লাড আউট ফ্রম দ্য বডি। সো দিজ আর দ্য ডিফারেন্ট ফেনামিনা অফ দ্য 5, ইভেন দ্য লাইক হোয়াট এভার উই ইউজ দিস 5 মডালিটিস অফ ট্রিটমেন্টস, যেটা আমরা পঞ্চকর্মা বলি। But this word is totally mistaken wrong in present era, and আমরা এই 5টা জিনিস এখানে করাইতেছি। আর সাথে হচ্ছে we are giving a diet guideline। আমাদের ডায়েটলাইন যে গাইডলাইন্স হচ্ছে সেটা বেসড অন দি দিনচর্যা, ঋতুচর্যা। আমরা ঋতুচর্চাতে তারপরে দিনচর্যা যে কী কী করতে হয় সারা দিন, অ্যাকর্ডিং টু সিজন আবার ডায়েট চেঞ্জেস। যেমন মনে করেন সিম্পল এক্সাম্পল, আপনি ঠান্ডা দিনে ঠান্ডা পানি তো খাবেন না, ঠান্ডা দিনে একটু গরম চা বা গরম পানি ভালো লাগে, সেম জিনিস ব্যালেন্স। আগেইন গরম দিনে গরম পানি খাওয়া ভালো লাগে না, সো আপনি কী করবেন, ইউ উইল হ্যাভ সাম কোল্ড জুসেস or some cold stuff, whatever the fruits more of like that you take. So আমাদের ডায়েট সিস্টেম হচ্ছে that according to the ritu, according to the individual prakriti, যে ডক্টর said Fatima, she said every individual has a specific prakriti is body constitution which dosha is prominenting in them, and accordingly তাদেরকে specific diet দেওয়া হয়। সাথে we also have our different products, so products depending on the different type of body oils, hair oils, then we have body scrubs, যেটা আপনি মানে আমরা এখানে আপনি চিকিৎসা নিতে যাবেন, we don't give you soap, we give a specific body scrub for taking shower. Then we have different types of food supplements which আমি নিজে রেডি করি এসব, and we don't purchase anything from market, we take only the raw material and we completely clean it up in a quite organic way, like let us say আমরা কোকোনাট অয়েল নিচ্ছি, the coconut is not like it just এমনি কোথা থেকে নিয়ে নিলাম, we make ourselves cold press coconut oil, তো যাতে আমরা এই ওষুধগুলা ওসব বেস মেলে বানাইতেছি, সো দ্যাট গিভস এ টোটালি ডিফারেন্ট ইফেক্ট অফ দি সামথিং লাইক ইউ হ্যাভ সে 5 glasses of water or maybe a glass of juice equal. So according to medical terms, a glass of juice what is giving you, 5 glasses of water is giving you that. So same thing our product is, you take maybe 200-300 ml of oil you're using for your body, our oil uses 100 ml, give you the same effect. So the potency goes very different when you select the medicines and make the authenticity of the product, and that's why we are specializing in ourselves, along with definitely the different types of treatments like of joints pain, migraine, anxiety, psychological disorders, strokes, all these therapies we are treating in. Yeah.
So Dr. Shaleen was talking about this Ritucharya. I just wanted to bring something to attention. So Ritucharya, the seasonal eating is so important, and which I think in the present world, in the global world with this all these social media, you know, we've just forgotten, because we eat mangoes all the year round, you know, we eat watermelon all the year round, which is not, because you know the fruit which grows, or anything which grows, it grows as per the season, right? It requires a certain temperature, it requires this to grow that, and that becomes the inherent element of that fruit, you know. So you should, as per Ayurveda, the mango should be eaten in during the summer, not the winter. The watermelon should be eaten in the summer because it really cools, quenches you, you know. And there are fruits for the winter, like we eat makki now entire all the year round, but makki as a grain, a corn, it was supposed to be eaten during the winters because it really, you know, it has elements that brings, you know, warmth in your body, right? So you know, we somehow that lines have been blurred. So this is where this knowledge brings needs to be, you know, emphasized. Second thing, the transition between two seasons. If you see, whenever there is a transition in between two seasons, always there are diseases. People get coughs, colds, flu, you know, that comes very easily. So there are, as per Ayurveda, there is also between these transition of these two.
Or speak more with these very knowledgeable people and buy some products, sign up for some treatments, you know where to find them. And I hope you guys are enjoying all of Takaflow's various offerings. You launched this book yesterday. We have all kinds of book launches. There are class passes that you can sign up for to sample different coaches. Takaflow is full of wellness treatments to explore, so I hope you enjoy. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Romana, for coordinating this. It was such a pleasure talking to all three of you and addressing this such a wonderful crowd. Thank you.